Welcome to Discovering. This coming Sunday is Veterans Day. We'll take a look at a whitetail hunt organized by a group dedicated to serving our veterans and active military members.
The brotherhood of the hunt, but it was a camaraderie with fellow veterans.
Then a shot at some ducks and a road rally.
Oldest, toughest, meanest rally on the circuit.
Stick around. That's all tonight, right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill, the eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
November 11th is Veterans Day, originally called Armistice Day, to commemorate the armistice signed between the Allies and Germany for the cessation of hostilities on the Western Front of World War I, which took effect at 11 in the morning on the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. The U.S. holiday was renamed Veterans Day in 1954 and honors those who served in the United States Armed Forces. On that day and throughout the year, members of our armed forces are honored in a variety of ways by individuals and organizations of all sorts. One such organization here at home is Freedom for Patriots. Freedom for Patriots' mission is to provide support for active and veteran military members through recreational activities, regardless of physical or mental barriers. A great example is their 2018 bow hunt, to which I was honored to be invited.
We started with a handful of people, 5 of us. We soon grew to 8, and we wanted to find an organization that was a bona fide 501c charitable operation for disabled vets and regular vets in the Menominee area. We felt that there was a void there, and we needed to take care of everybody that was in need of some type of encouragement, rehabilitation, or just plain venting so that they would have a place to come and feel like they were wanted again. And it's a good transitory organization to give them a chance to come back into the community of civilian life.
This organization, Freedom for Patriots, they get it. I can't say enough about them, of what they actually pulled together and did for us veterans. They're top class. I mean, they're a number one organization.
I've been doing it for a number of years with a different organization, and we formed this group. We got together this January. We signed up for the military in any branch. We want you to, if you don't want to hunt, fish. If you don't want to fish, we'll send you to a Packer game if we can. We get tickets donated all the time.
I was fortunate enough to be chosen for the hunt this year. An awesome time. Anybody that gets the opportunity to do this, I would highly recommend it. They cater to you so well. It's just, I don't know how to even put it in words. It's just amazing.
We wanted to have an organization not only for disabled vets, but also for all veterans. And we're trying to incorporate items, events that would bring in the wives, the families, the children. And so we approached different farms in this area. We have 5 farms here. They're allowing this hunt for this weekend. And we have gotten 10 hunters between the 5 farms. And we are allowing them to hunt with bows or crossbows on these private properties. We decided that we would try to make it cost neutral for all of the vets.
They own Belgium Town here. They put this all on for us, and they allowed us to come here and pretty much usurp the place, so we give them a big thank you.
We wanted them to have the benefit of having gas paid for, food and lodging paid for, tickets paid for, and any other ancillary costs that they may have.
My heart goes out to all these young guys coming back. They're going through a lot and they need a lot of healing, and there was a lot of that going on this weekend, and my hat's off to Freedom for Patriots. It's a great group. If you're a veteran, donate. If you're not a veteran, donate. They do a lot of good.
So I served 22 years in the military. 4 of it was in infantry and the rest was special forces. So I was overseas a lot deploying, but I was based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. But when you're gone all the time overseas, you don't get to develop a camp like these guys do that ask us to go hunting with them. I mean, I love my service. I love that the veterans are here with this hunt because there's a special bond between veterans, but the opportunity to go hunting and get a deer is pretty awesome. You know, you hear about it a lot, other guys in their deer camps, but to go out there and get one, yeah, it's pretty neat. And you're with other guys, so I'm rooting for the other guy to get a deer, and he's rooting for me. So one guy tonight said, this whole hunt, it's not really about the hunt, it's about the therapeutic feeling he gets being with other veterans and out there doing this stuff. And it's half and half, you know, for a lot of guys. Getting the deer, that's a bonus, but being out there with the other guys, you know, you just don't find a lot of vets that you can talk to, or a lot of people you can talk to. There are not a lot of veterans in the UP readily available like some of the bigger cities. When you run into one, you cherish that moment and you talk to him and find out a little bit about him, and he does the same with you. So it's a pretty cool experience. And these people go out of their way. They volunteer their time, efforts, and money, and my hat's off to them. It's very appreciative.
The vets all showed up to town, and we purchased all their licensing. We shoot the crossbows or bows. We go to John DeGrand's taxidermy shop here up in Stevenson, and he presents them with a gift certificate for a free European mount. From there, we go here to the Belgium town for an icebreaker, where we introduce ourselves, we introduce the vets, they introduce themselves to us. And matter of fact, we heard some history tonight that would leave most people in tears, some heartbreaking stories about their tours, and that's what we're about. We're about paying our veterans back. If not for God and our military, we wouldn't be able to do any of these things, and we feel, and I've always felt, that we need to pay our veterans back some way, somehow. They deserve it. Our community stepped up to the plate by literally donating thousands of dollars to sponsor these veterans.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
We have a banquet back here at Belgium Town, and we sold 500 raffle tickets at $10 a piece, and that money all goes 100% towards the organization, and all that money goes for the benefit of the veterans. Not one single bit of it goes to any person that's involved as far as remuneration or payroll.
Well, I stayed with at Bill Schneider's camp. It was a really nice place, beautiful, good time over there. We started out a couple days just seeing. I was overlooking a marsh. Had a nice setup, good spot. A little rainy, but just saw one small doe the second morning. Not a whole lot of movement, but and then. Yesterday, I saw a small doe, another little one, and I don't think the bucks are full rut yet, so that'll get them moving when that happens.
We did log a lot of hunting. I think the average guys were sitting 8 to 10 hours a day, so would we end up with 8-9 deer out of 9 hunters, so we did pretty good. A few bucks in there, along with a pile of good food. The work involved here that these people are putting on for their first year was just fabulous. Good turnout for the banquet. Everybody had a good time. Just finishing up today and then back home to get a little bit of rest. Been a fun but long weekend, but great. We had a good time.
You know, the camaraderie that's involved and the friendships that are created. Some of these guys were combat vets that haven't been able to talk or speak about certain things from PTSD, TBI, to explosions, to landmines, and some of the things that they witnessed and seen, but until you're sitting in a room with these guys spilling their guts to their brothers, then you know what it's all about. That's why we're here.
And the other thing was that they didn't just talk about their experiences, but a lot of them have had trials and tribulations since they've gotten out with their families, with their children, and how they relate to everybody around them. And we've heard a lot of those stories tonight that they couldn't tell other people, and they feel free to tell us that they couldn't tell anybody else. And so it really was a catharsis for them. And I think it took a load off of a lot of their backs. They finally felt like they were free of a lot of demons. And it's just things that they needed to say, and we were here to listen to them, and that meant a lot to us.
A lot of it's not about the hunt. Yeah, it's fun. It was a blast. I mean, to all go out there and just watch these deer and be able to shoot. And I got lucky, and I was able to get 2 this weekend, so that's a bonus. It was amazing weekend. Looking forward to this organization growing. Looking forward to maybe getting involved. To see an organization like this just getting their feet wet and to do something like this, so respectful. They hit the ball out of the park on their very first try.
The brotherhood that's created among service members all comes together with a group like this. Yeah, the military branches might tease the Army guys and the Navy guys, and everybody has their own thing. Believe me, it's all a joke, because at the end of the day, these guys come together, and it's a goosebump kind of moment to actually witness what they've gone through, and they're so grateful and so humbled. You just can't top this kind of thing.
This weekend was really not only about the hunt. It was about a lot of healing from what we go through each and every day. We had a lot of camaraderie with fellow veterans that are in the same boat, that are disabled. We understand each other, and a lot of civilians do not understand us. And it's not easy being a disabled vet, but I would put the uniform back on right today, even knowing I'd be disabled.
Hunting was great. We stayed at Mama Edith Vincent's farm. We were the most successful, but that's because they got a lot of food plots, and it was a really good hunt. It was the brotherhood of the hunt, but it was a camaraderie with fellow veterans.
We had a great time down here. I came down with another fellow vet from Iron Mountain, Chuck Lance, and I came down. We're invited down here to the hunt. It's been great. We stayed at over there with Jeff Helgeson and his crew, and they had just have treated us like gold since we got here. And all the rest of the vets from Thursday, from the time we got here till just finishing up cutting up the meat today, just more bonding, and I think it's what we like to say is a little bit of downtime for us, and able to relax and talk to each other, you know, with the different problems the veterans have down here with disabilities and that, and sharing, you know. Shared some good stories Thursday night, got kind of emotional in the bar there for a little bit, but that's what it's all about. You know, we just love to get together and be able to tell some stories and unwind.
The love and the giving from everybody involved, that is genuine. You can feel it, you can see it in their caring and their expressions. When you do something and you text them that you got a deer, they're more excited than you are. The weather wasn't the best, but it wasn't that bad.
Being part of it, it was awesome. The Freedom for Patriots organization is just great. Really appreciate them having us, and all the guys will say the same. Definitely a good experience, like, you know, just being with their fellow brothers and getting out in the woods. It's kind of very therapeutic. So yeah, we had a great time. I loved being up here. It was a fun weekend for sure.
I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I was smiling, I was happy. It was a great weekend.
Armistice Day is about the end of fighting in World War I. VJ Day, the end of World War II. Hopefully events like this and organizations like Freedom for Patriots can help to bring an end to some of the struggles endured by our veterans and all men and women of the armed forces, but also be a beginning for more organizations and individuals striving to do the same. On this upcoming Veterans Day, take some time to thank a veteran with a handshake or a hug. Think about what it took to attach that word veteran forever to their name and the battles they continue to fight every day. And then maybe just sit down with him or her and listen.
The camaraderie that we had, we were able to sit down and play cards and do things with each other and get to know the hosts that were hosting us as veterans, and we got to know all the hosts because we had some time together, and all of us, and it was amazing.
It's November, and deer season is definitely in the air. But for some, there's still time for a shot at some pre-deer season ducks. I tagged along with a group of Menominee County hunters for a last-minute duck hunt. The ducks didn't exactly cooperate, but it was still a nice fall morning in the outdoors.
Just after 6:30 in the morning, we hunted for geese here yesterday, saw a ton of ducks, so we changed our strategy. This year, it's been a little bit wet in October, so we've got a lot of flooding in the fields. The creeks are at, flood stage, so it's not really worth us targeting water. It's messy. We got to put the floating decoys out. We have so many full body decoys that we can target flooded agricultural fields, picked cornfields. They're combining now. There's a lot of food on the ground. So they're looking for that high calorie rich meal before they hit the migration south. So agricultural fields have been holding a ton of ducks and a ton of geese. This field 2 days ago had over 1,000 birds in it, and we got a call from the farmer asking them to take care of it because they're becoming a nuisance. So we're glad to do our part.
Yeah, bringing a gun?
Well, it was quite a production for one duck, but I don't know, I despise the phrase, that's just hunting, but that is what we experienced today. I don't know if the birds just migrated throughout the night, but they just weren't here, and the birds that we did see were going over to another field that coincidentally we have leased. So we'll get some shooting in over there, but not here, not today, and they were here yesterday. So yeah, that is just hunting, I guess.
If you were in the Western UP on October 19th and 20th, you might have caught the Lake Superior Performance Rally. If you weren't, here's a look.
Here at the 2018 Lake Superior Performance Rally.
Oldest, toughest, meanest rally on the circuit. It's windy, the roads are wet and sloppy, and they'll change as the day goes on and make it a very competitive and unpredictable surface for the drivers. That's beneficial for everyone involved. That's what helps rally be as cool as it is that the environment is the competitor just as much as your other teams on the road. That's what makes it even and balanced. Houghton's gorgeous, the rally's gorgeous. What else can I say?
Yep. grown up in this area, so I grew up with, originally it was the POR, the Press On Regardless. Pretty much grew up with it and, you know, look forward to it every year.
Enjoy the beautiful UP this time of year.
It's a great event, so happy to race it.
We'll take the conditions as they come, do the best we can.
Peggy, I'm from Wisconsin. I came with friends. This is our first year here, and we really enjoyed it. It's fun to watch.
It's fun. The snow makes it even more interesting, and we've been here a long time.
Spectate and watch and whatnot. All you gotta do is just drive out to the stages and do a little exploring, and I get to watch all the cars come by and whatnot.
Attention bird hunters, on Thursday, November 8th, head for the Barrel and Beam Brewery in Marquette for Birds and Brew. The event is put on by the Mid-UP chapter of the Rough Grouse Society. Rough Grouse Society biologist Heather Shaw will be there to answer questions about regional habitat projects. To RSVP, contact Eric Straczynski at 869-4029 or estraz@gmail.com. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.